Right, this is going to be the first of a couple of presentations on what I would call carport review. This one's going to focus in on the DR trimmer mowers, the professional slash commercial grade mowers. The one on your right in the video is the one I purchased back in 2009. The one on your left is the one I just purchased and pulled it out of the crate or the box today. So let's focus on the older model. The older model has been very good, 85 hours. The reason I purchased a new one is because I started having to replace parts, and some of the parts have not become available anymore. So I said, okay, let's try the new one. You can tell I just replaced the muffler. Not bad for 7 years and 85 hours of heat and sun in North Florida. You can tell we've had some rust. You can tell by the rust on the metal cover here, and of course the rust that goes over the handle bar extension, and of course the hopper for the weed whacker itself. Some things I've had, another thing I've had to replace with this was the throttle cable control, which is actually, in my, just not really good design, but it is what it is. It's easy to break. The other thing that was not very good design was the battery mounting. I've had to kind of rig that a little bit. Other thing that was not so great about this was here you have this, on this model you have the PTA, which is the parallel trimming action, which allowed you to shift the wheels for some different kinds, getting around some awkward positions. But the cable, it just interfered with the oil filter. So other than that, I've had to replace the belt a couple of times. I've opted for the Easy Lock system, much better than the normal head that came with it, because the strings would fly off even though you tried to mount them according to the instructions. Very frustrating. So moving over to the new one, big picture wise, the new one comes out of the crate, and you can look at the wheels. The wheels are not really right. What's happened during the shipment is the box, actually the machine was not really properly packaged. They should have had some support underneath the whole machine itself, and what happened during the process, the box must have been, quote, drop shipped. It was dropped, and the axle bent, and the wheels are canted inward. Not very good. The other thing you can tell between the two, you got the metal spoke wheels, aluminum wheels here, you got the plastic wheels here. My experience with plastic wheels on any sort of equipment is they break early and you have to order new wheels, and it's just expensive, and I'm not sure why they stepped backwards towards the plastic. The other part here, down here, let's go back over here to the old machine. You see the ignition key is down here on the lower bar, and it actually has let's get over here, a metal mounting bracket. Over here on the new machine, it's good news, it's up closer to you, so you don't have to bend over to turn it on. But the bad news, it's plastic, and it's grommeted in to the handlebars. I can pull this out, and I know this is going to break off within a couple of weeks. And it's also in close proximity to the throttle, the throttle adjustment knob, and that's an issue there. It should have been, they should have left it down here on the bar, away from up here, in my view, or they should have put it on the other side, and it should have been with a metal mounting bracket, not a plastic one. That's going to break. Good news on, no, the other thing on this one, it's plastic cover versus metal cover. Okay, so let's talk about plastic versus metal. We're going to come back to the old machine, the 2009 vintage one. I have to, it's heavy to pick this thing up. And over here, I can pick this one up with my pinky finger. This one's very light. Materials obviously have been reduced. They've gone from metal to a lot of plastic. They've reduced the size of the base. Obviously, the wheels are plastic. And so, I don't know. How do I say it? This is the professional grade. I'm going to show you that. And this one was the, quote, the commercial grade. And okay, let's talk about positives. The positives is, I've had problems with this, is that when you're going through the brush, you hit this and that bends that back. And the good news is that Briggs has come up with a guard here, so you can't do that anymore. The other part on the newer one is you've got a heat shield that don't touch when it's hot, obviously. Over here we didn't have the heat shield. But I don't get, what I really don't get on the difference between the two is why we took the oil filter off. I think the oil filter was very, very important for these professional commercial grade mowers, especially when you use them out in the heat, 100 degrees, and you're running them hot and heavy every day. That was just one way to preserve the engine. That one I don't get. I don't get the wheels, but there's a lot of things I don't quite understand. But anyway, just my review. I'm not sure. You need to look carefully on whether you want to spend this kind of money on a professional grade mower that comes in with bent wheels and a lot of plastic. All right, that's it.